welcome to Indie Worldwide. We have Vance Lucas with us. How's it going, Vance?
Going good. How are you?
Doing well. So let's jump straight into it. First, who are you? What's your business? What does it do?
My name is Vance Lucas. I create a business called BudgetSheet. BudgetSheet, it's an add-on for Google Sheets that lets you import bank transactions directly into Google Sheets. If you want to work with your own bank transactions to kind of analyze them or budget your own way.
Nice. How much revenue do you guys have so far?
It's almost at about $1,000 a month. It's just
$1,000 a
under.
month?
It's about 900-ish per month. Fourth quarter is a little bit slower for budgeting apps, as you might imagine.
Hmm.
First quarter is really the best quarter, so it's a little bit of a seasonal business. So I've
So
had
it
a
could.
little bit of a drop off in the fourth quarter on signups and things like that, but I
So
fully
we're looking
expect
forward
that
to the
to
first quarter of
pick up.
next year, 2022.
Exactly.
So close to $1,000 in revenue. So that's
Mhm.
not monthly recurring, or is it?
That's monthly recurring, yeah.
Okay, but we had some churn in fourth quarter, or just like growth slowed down.
Just growth slow down. I had, let's see, in September I had $962 a month. October I had 935. In November I had 873. December is of course not finished yet. Some of that is just Most of that is just lower signups. It's the churn's been about
Mm.
steady. Just haven't had as much new signups coming in because fourth quarter.
Where have your signups been coming from? How are you getting users?
Most of them come from the Google Apps Marketplace. Google Workspace Marketplace really is what they call it now. If you have a Google Sheet, you can
Mm.
search for add-ons, budgeting, finance, bank import, those kind of all pull up budget sheets as one of the options that you have there. There are some competitors in there too. The website is budgetsheet.net. I do get some keyword traffic from those kind of keywords like bank imports, Google Sheets,
Mm.
budget, that kind of stuff.
Are you a solo founder on this? Do you have any employees, contractors, co-founders?
No, I'm a solo founder. It's just me. I'm a longtime programmer. I've done it on the side, built it up over, this is really year two, kind of when it's been launched in the current version.
Where did your first like five users come from?
The marketplace has been wonderful for me. Just being an add-on in the Google Marketplace has been amazing for me. I'm a developer, longtime developer. I'm not that great at marketing. I was looking for things that had like a marketplace that had some existing leverage that I could use. So, a Shopify app or a plugin or an add-on of some sort is kind of all kinds of things I was looking at.
Yeah.
And I settled on this idea just because it's something I wanted to do. And I started learning about Google Apps Script and what you could do with it. And I was like, I wonder what's possible. I prototyped it out and it worked. It did everything I needed to.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
money to be made in some of these marketplaces.
Yeah,
They're kind
there
of
definitely are.
underrated sometimes. I didn't even know there
Definitely
was
are.
before I found out about Budget Sheet, I didn't know there was such a thing as a Google Apps marketplace. And apparently you can
Yeah,
build $1,000 MR business on it.
definitely. And
Um,
more. My
and
biggest
more.
competitor in the space, who shall be unnamed, is their run rate is in the millions. But I mean, you could make a really nice small solo business on this.
Don't sleep on the marketplaces.
Yeah.
So I think you joined Indie Worldwide during the 100 in 100 challenge. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Why'd you sign up? Was it useful?
It's kind of that leaderboard gaming kind of mentality.
Yeah.
It made me want to focus more on new signups. And the thing that I did have with Google Sheets add-on stores, I had a lot of people installing the add-on and giving it a try, and some percentage of those, converted to paid. And I was getting pretty good conversion, to be honest. I was getting about 3 or 4% conversion to paid, which is amazing. But I wasn't doing anything though on the end of that free trial. I was basically giving customers a 45-day free trial. And the reason why it's so long is because I wanted customers to have a full month of banking data, a full month of like
Mm.
actually using it, budgeting to see if they wanted it. But every free user cost me something on this because a lot of it goes to Plaid. Probably about 30% of my top line revenue goes right out to Plaid for bank connections.
You mentioned some kind of email campaign you sent out.
So what I did during the 100 and 100 campaign to increase conversions was I created this email that would give free users a nudge to upgrade to Pro when their trial was over. So I had this 45-day trial and I just wasn't doing anything at the end. You would never know that your trial ended until the next time you went to use it. And then, your bank account would be unlinked. It would be a bad kind of user experience. So I added this email flow. I would email users 10 days before their trial ended, and then 3 days before their trial ended to let them know, hey, your trial is about to end. This bank account is going to be unlinked. It's in this spreadsheet. Upgrade to Pro to avoid service disruption. The day after I implemented that email flow, I got 3 paid signups. I definitely noticed an immediate impact.
What are your plans for the next 3 to 6 months? What are your goals?
I definitely get over 1K MRR, which I think is going to happen in first quarter when people are kind of thinking about it, making these resolutions and stuff like that.
What would it take for you to go full time on BudgetSheet? Because you're currently working a full time job as well.
Yeah, it would take a lot for me.
BudgetSheet was making 10x for like 10,000 a month instead of 1,000. Would you quit your day job?
Maybe it depends. I really like my day job for one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
and
allowed.
and I've been in tech for about 20 years. I'm a very high level in tech. So, even at 10x what it is right now, it would not replace where I'm at. I think if it was making 10K MRR, I probably would actually. Because I know if I was full time, I could accelerate that even further.
So you
That
got
would
this
be
high
my
paid
plan.
full time job you like. What inspired you to start BudgetSheet in the first place?
It's just something I wanted to exist. I always like to tinker with things on the side. I build things on the side. It's kind of a creative outlet for me. With BudgetSheet specifically, there was some things that kind of do the same thing, but they're not as integrated into Google Sheets as BudgetSheet is. For instance, my top competitor is really more of a web application that also imports transactions into Google Sheets. BudgetSheet is fully integrated. It just feels like a part of Google Sheets. It doesn't feel like this separate web thing you have to go to configure everything and then come back to the sheet. I tried 3 or 4 budgeting apps before I built this. I tried You Need a Budget. I tried Every Dollar, Dave Ramsey. I tried another one as well that I forget the name of now. But they all kind of have their own way that they want you to budget, and you have to kind of follow their way of budgeting for the app to work. And I got to a point where, especially on Every Dollar, it was like 5 clicks to edit a transaction category. And I was just like, oh my gosh, if this was in a spreadsheet, I could just do this in seconds. I could just categorize, 100 transactions in like a minute in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, your UX shouldn't be worse than a spreadsheet.
Exactly. So I was like, literally all I want is my own transactions in a spreadsheet to handle like my own way. And so I built BudgetSheet for that.
Have
Out of
you made any
frustration.
friends at Indie Worldwide?
Yeah, there's a couple of people that have reached out with other Google Sheets add-ons. One in particular kind of helped me. I was running
Who's
into
that?
some kind of issue, and he gave me some example code that they use in their add-on to get around the issue I was running in. So I definitely got some help on some specific things that were specific to Google Sheets add-ons that I did not expect.
Whoever helped out
Yeah,
Vance, shout out to you.
I've got some offers from people who
Yeah.
wanted to buy BudgetSheet too.
Best offer you've got so far.
There was no numbers because I was like, no, I'm not.
Okay. They were just
I'm
like,
not interested
just
in
like, oh,
selling.
would you be interested?
Yeah, yeah. And so that was unexpected too.
Everybody has a number. What would you sell it for today?
If someone offered me like an insane number that wouldn't even be worth paying for what it is right now, then maybe. But the market is big enough, I think. There's an opportunity for this to be a multi-million-dollar business. I have the money that I need right now from a full-time job. So this for now, I'm growing it on the side until I can kind of step over, and that's my plan. I want to work for myself long term, so it would have to be, a lot.
All right, Vance, and thank you very much. I'm going to end the recording.